Republican lawmakers are rushing to secure the votes they need to finalize a tax bill that will make it to President Trump's desk by the end of the year. GOP Senate leaders plan a make-it-or-break floor vote on their bill as soon as Thursday. Joining us now from Washington is our Bloomberg editor, Krasny. Roz, good to see you. So, the major sticking points, what are they?
The major sticking point, as always, is how much is this bill going to cost and how much is it going to blow up the federal budget deficit. We had a new report out today from the Congressional Budget Office, a nonpartisan arm of the government, that fell in line with other reports we've seen that said over the course of a decade, a $1.4 trillion blowout in the federal budget deficit. And kind of a key factor to that report, they said it's too soon to provide a score, a dynamic score as it's known, on how much this legislation might boost economic growth. So we had today, even today, Senator John Thune, he's a Republican on the Senate Finance Committee. He said, oh, just a little bit of extra economic growth. If we saw that, this tax cut will pay for itself. It's unclear that that's the case, and the Congressional Budget Office says they can't tell yet. So there are, there are Republican senators, including Bob Corker, who said he will not vote for a bill unless he has that kind of dynamic score. So given the haste which Republican leaders want to get to the floor for a vote on this enormous tax bill, it's a little bit unclear what's going to happen in the next few days.
So does that mean that there's some doubt, Roz, whether this bill can meet Senate rules?
Yes, I think there are doubts about whether the bill will meet Senate rules that would allow it to be voted and passed by a simple majority. If there are kind of long-term budget deficit implications, it's a little bit complicated, but if there are certain rules that it doesn't meet, then really the process known as reconciliation could not go ahead, and you would need a 60-vote block to pass this bill. So that's one of the reasons why Republican leaders are so keen to have a vote on this bill. Now, we've seen this before a little bit with the Obamacare votes earlier in the year, of lawmakers really having to take a bit of a flyer on what they know and what they don't know about what is in their own legislation. And, you know, that's quite an unusual and possibly dangerous state of affairs.
And Roz, when it comes to kind of the non-negotiables, you know, people say it's this corporate tax rate that has to stay around 20%. Of course, there's still a lot of debate about this full repeal of the individual mandates as well when it comes to Obamacare. I mean, has the White House changed its strategy at all in the past few days?
The White House hasn't really been heard from very much this weekend. We didn't see Treasury Secretary Mnuchin or Gary Cohn on any of the Sunday shows. President Trump, who was in Florida, of course, this weekend, he did not tweet about the tax bill, but he will be up on the Hill on Tuesday to talk to Senate Republicans, and I'm sure he's got some, you know, tricks up his sleeve and will do some persuading. There are quite a number of Republican senators who have different concerns about the bill. They don't all line up on the same page, and that's what makes it rather difficult to mollify each one of their individual concerns.